If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
Presented by our devoted patrons, and visit SeaMeValley.com.
Well, hi, folks. How you doing? This is Pamela Bob, your host, creator and star of Living on a Prairie and superfan. And I am here with... we just love her. Our prairie bitch. That's right, it's Allison Arngrim. They're looking so sweet and pretty and French. And also looking sweet and pretty and French? I don't know. That's our hashtag imaginary boyfriend, Dean Butler.
So I'm sitting here trying to get my hair out of my eyes, and I'm looking at myself in reverse on the screen. So it's like I'm putting my hand in the wrong place. There we go. Now my hair's out of my face. Hi, how's everybody today?
Well, Allison's still in France. You just went somewhere pretty cool. How was your week, everybody?
Allison, let's start with you.
Yeah.
You're the international traveler.
Working it. Well, as I always say, they're still digging La Petite Maison dans la Prairie ici. They are obsessed. So Saturday night we had a show, and it was sold out, and there was a standing ovation, and they basically lost their freaking French minds over it. And it's and Pamela, you've seen the show with with all the cardio, all the aerobics in it, the aerobic show. And there was I was absolutely drenched in sweat, lost about 3 pounds. Good. Yeah. And, it's awesome. Yeah. And they just, tore it up. And, standing ovation all of it. And then they lined up for, I guess about 2 hours, get their autograph pictures and stuff. And it's a long night. It's a long night. And this weekend's 2 shows. We got a Friday night and a Saturday night. And, they're not sold out yet, so tickets are still available for this weekend. But then the third weekend is the crazy place where I have 4 shows in one place because they kept selling out, so they just kept asking, can we add a show? Can we add a show? They said, it's a very small place. It's a small theater. It's a small village. But they sold out the Friday night, Saturday night so quickly, they begged for a Sunday matinee. So we said, okay. And then they said, can we have Monday night? Because we sold out the Sunday matinee. They had 2 days. And I said, who does a show on Monday night? All right, fine. So I'm doing 4 shows in a row.
There are Broadway schedules with Monday nights.
It's rare, but there are a couple.
Open. Yeah.
So it's actually very smart because they're the only show running on a Monday. So
I'm going 4 shows back to back in this one village and then go collapse for a spell.
You really will.
I went shopping.
You'll be down 12 pounds.
I know, for real.
I will be. I'll be look.
I mean, good for you to be. We need to see this, this very physical show. I mean, you are very physical in the way you perform. You work big, but I'm wondering what this must look like. How are you running all over a stage? I mean, what's happening
Pamela Bob saw this because Patrick and I did a special command performance of it in French at the Sierra Madre Playhouse right after the Sini weekend. And most people were in bed.
I don't know how you did that. I don't know
how she did it either because I was so exhausted.
Those 3 days in Simi, but I did a show that involved jumping up and down for 2 hours.
It's like the Jane Fonda workout because it's all 80s themed.
Yes,
so there's all of this 80s music and 80s theme songs, and they're literally like in aerobics.
I have hot pink leg warmers and hot pink high top Reeboks.
It's like Dean, it's like a fever dream. I felt very high watching the show. Also, it was all in French, so I was like, "What is happening?" She's
God.
jogging for 2 hours straight. How am I not on acid right now? I don't understand.
I don't know how you did this after that weekend. That's like the greatest endurance.
I know.
I think we were all so fried
Beyond
after that
totally.
weekend. It's
You know,
just
I even
unbelievable.
stayed in LA an extra day because I thought, I'm never in LA. Let me stay. I'm going to do some things. I'm going to go. I did. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed.
Well, you came and did the podcast the next
which
night,
I was, which was crazy.
all did.
We're all a mess. We're all a mess. We're all exhausted. But I
was a mess.
got up and did a show in French that involved, because it's the 80s, and we do like parodies of game shows, and we talk about songs and various musicians and various French celebrities in the 80s. It's like, oh yes, remember the song when and it's like da 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 da. Yes, and the top 50. Oui, c'est le top 50 en français. Vous avez la chanson de fou en France. And talk about various songs in the 80s that were really weird. And and this audience participation.
One of the top experiences of my life is going to see Allison do that show with Susie Schubert, who is the co-author of Little House Life Hacks, and the two of us sitting in the back of the theater going, are we stoned? What's happening? Because it was
you
crazy.
Watch a show and you said, did someone put something in my drink? Did they slip me some brownies? I don't know what's happening. Why are these things happening in front of me on stage?
All I knew is that she was jogging the entire time, cardio the entire time.
Yeah.
Anyway, good for you, Allison.
Wow.
That's so exciting.
Yeah,
I'm so happy
awesome.
for you. That's great. And Dean, you were just somewhere this weekend.
Yeah, it was fun. I'd never done a fan expo before.
Oh, really?
This was in Dallas. Beautiful Dallas Fort Worth Convention Center, which really quite an impressive building. It was just that I was just in the autograph portion of it. As you know, with FanX things, it's a lot of, they did a whole vintage thing here, which leads me to two of the people, one of whom I know, and Allison, actually, Pamela, you know her too. So, was there sitting right next to the table with Bonnie Bartlett and Bill Daniels. Now, Barney, of course, was Grace Edwards, and Grace Snyder. Grace Edwards on our program was won an Emmy on Saint Elsewhere, sitting alongside her husband Bill Daniels, who was 1776, and
he's a legend.
But at this show, he also downstairs was the scale model or an actual working model of Kit the car from Knight Rider, of which Bill was the voice of Kit.
I never put that together, and of course he was the voice of Kit. Oh my God, my mind is exploding right now. I never put that together. Even when you said it before we started rolling, I was like, yeah, the voice of Kit, cool. And then no, this just hit me right now. That's
as they say in
wild.
France, they love that show here as K2000. K2000. Oui, Le Voiture, K2000.
One of the best theme songs ever of all theme songs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he was known for at this fan event.
Well, at this kind of an event, although there were a lot of DVDs of 1776 that I saw going by, Barney has like 300 pictures on the table from throughout her career. I mean, it was the biggest lineup of the event, and they they could go out and do, they were out there for an hour at a time. I mean, these people are both 90 plus. But boy, do they get this. They know how to do it. They've got a great assistant who just sits there with his square device kicking out stuff. It is unbelievable what they do at these shows. So it was just, the lineup was ebulliently enthusiastic. People were just so excited to see them. And then, people saw the rest of us. Now, Allison, you'll love this. I did the raft from Land of the Lost.
I saw that picture. So it's early in the morning. I'm just waking up and trying to figure out if I call Bob, how late is there? Might still be up. I should get up. I open my phone and go, what's on Facebook? And there's a picture of you in the Land of the Lost raft with Wesley Ure. I laughed so hard I almost fell out of bed. That was the funniest thing I have seen. See, I've been in the raft. Tell them about this thing.
I know you. Well, this is why I had to get in the raft, because I knew you'd done the raft.
Everybody's doing the raft.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing about the raft. Does Pamela know about the raft?
Of course, I watched that show. Yes.
Wesley Orr had a stroke of genius one day because he and Kathy, it's Kathy Coleman, right, who goes to all this. She was the girl in the show. Right. Kind of lost.
Yes.
They were going to autograph shows, and one day Wesley went, yes, I get it. And he went to Big Five Sporting Goods and bought a big yellow raft and a couple of oars and some life jackets and went, and we shall be rich. And he sets up the raft, and people pay to sit in the raft with him and Kathy and hold up an oar and go,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's the shtick, and it's amazing. I mean, just fandom is a remarkable.
It really
thing.
is. It really is.
It really is. I mean, people, and we're hearing all day long. You're hearing I mean, that's the bit. And right across from me, and next, so Bill and Bonnie and Bill Daniels were on one side, and the land of Sid Croft and the land of the lost people were on the other side, listening to and then directly across from me was someone I had not met but have admired for years, the wonderful actor Glenn Morshower, who he's done every military tough. I loved him in 24. I really loved him in Friday Night Lights. He was great in that. Glenn Morshower is an actor's actor with an absolutely killer instinct for being cast. This guy, and you would not look at Glenn and say, well, this is like, he's not a leading man. It's none of that. But he is absolutely killer when it comes to knowing what he does and how he does it. And Glenn apparently has a very good shot to get his Broadway debut next year. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, but he's telling me that we may be seeing him on Broadway. And
yes.
So he will be. And I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's very excited about it. And then the other person who is a Broadway baby, started off as a Broadway baby, Greg Evigan, who was in Jesus Christ Superstar and was in Chicago. And you can just tell as Greg hums that there's a great voice there.
BJ in the band.
Yeah. And My Two Dads and so many other things. I mean, Greg, anyway, that part of it was more engaging to me than the actual show, meeting these two guys. So different, so interesting, lovely guys. We went to Dallas's best hamburger joint and just sat and laughed for 3 hours after Saturday night.
That's so nice.
It was great. So let's get on to this show because we burned half the time.
Okay, you put a background on your. I'm in the raft. You have to put a background.
Yeah, no, someone did that. I didn't do it, but someone else did.
Someone will Photoshop it and stick in the waterfall or the dinosaur, and then
yeah.
Too
be fun.
Freaking funny. Okay.
We did video as well, so there will be something else. Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, we've got a really fun episode today. Pamela, take us to it.
I love this episode so much. I'm so happy recapping it. But first, from UBN Go and Prairie Partners, this is the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, you guys.
Yes, it is.
Presented by Visit Simi Valley.
There it is. All right, we're here. Dean.
Indeed.
What episode are we doing today?
So today we have and it's interesting. I say this is sort of a Valentine's Day related episode in a sort of an interesting way. We're doing today Second Spring, Season 6, Episode 21, which premiered on February 18th, 4 days after Valentine's Day in 1980.
Another
Second
season
Spring
sixer that you are not
Yes.
in, sadly.
I was not in, yeah.
You're not
So
very
I was in half. I was in
Yeah.
half of the episodes
Yeah.
in Season 6. That was contractually what had to happen. So that's where I was. So this was written by John T. Dugan, such an interesting, quirky guy John Dugan was, and directed by Bill Claxton, who
Claxter.
just did a wonderful job with this. Second Spring, Allison, what's this about?
This is my parents almost get divorced. And I'm adorable in this. Can I just say, I am so cute in this. It's like right before Percival's goes, but I'm so cute. Okay, today's episode, yes, Nels finally loses patience with his henpecked family life, and he begins a mobile merchant business. And during one of his stops, he meets a much younger woman. What's 19 years? I checked their birthdays. Is it 20?
Is it really?
Mollie Reardon was her name.
She didn't look.
Mollie
She didn't
Reardon,
look
nice
that
Irish
much
lass.
younger, did she?
Opposites of his own wife. In the process, Nels struggles with temptation and going astray as relationship blossoms. Or, as it can also be put, Nels Oleson's long-suffering husband of Walnut Grove's resident foghorn, Harriet, hits the road and suddenly remembers what it feels like to breathe without being nagged within an inch of his life. For the first time in years,
there it is.
Nels feels alive, his heart's racing, his hair neatly parted, his cologne, probably turpentine and regret. Turpentine. Could this be love? Meanwhile, back home, Harriet suspects something is up and becomes a one-woman Pinkerton agency in petticoats. Oh, yeah, she's gonna get suspicious, you know this. Just when Nels is about to trade in his dry goods for romance, he remembers who he really is. He resists temptation, returns home, and proves that while a man can dream of a second spring, some gardens are best left unplanted. Oh dear. Love may
But are they?
but
This
dear
is my
Harriet
reaction.
is forever. This is again one of these episodes we find Nels and Harriet really do love each other. Not mere mortals may not ever understand why or how, but Nels and Harriet really do love each other. She really does love him. He really does love her for whatever bizarre personality problems are going on here. They're in love. They fell in love at some point. She always says, "Oh, he married me for the store and 2 horses." No, she loves him. He loves her. We don't know why. And so he does. He has a midlife crisis. And meets this very nice lady. And he's like, well, maybe he's had a fight with Harriet. He's like, maybe this could work. And no, of course he goes back. Of course.
This episode for me is, do it, Nels, do it. Leave. I've never been pro cheat on your wife ever before. This is the one time where I'm like, oh, Nels, you just should. And I know at the end we're like, no, they really do love each other, and he did make the right choice. But my, oh my, is this a dysfunctional, terrible situation he's got at home? And, you know, it's tough as a viewer. This was a very satisfying episode, I have to say. It's sort of like everything we want for him to happen. But anyway, we'll get into it. Dean, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that Richard gets an opportunity to show. I mean, we know that we've watched him be henpecked and talking under his breath.
Yes.
And, long suffering. We've seen that, and he did that throughout the life of the series so brilliantly. Here we got to see Richard light on his feet.
I know.
Feeling that sort of the excitement of really something magical and wonderful happening to him. He's just so good. Richard was so good.
He's so sweet, and you realize, and you believe that she falls in love with him.
Well,
totally.
This brings up the big question. We've seen him be a brilliant comedian, but this brings up the question: is Nels hot? Because, we go on and on about imaginary boyfriend El Manso, everybody's hot with the shirt off, everybody, Albert, he's so cute.
Even Hot Doc has fans.
Even fall for Doc.
Yeah.
Nels is sexy. Now, I have a is Nels hot story. Of course I do. So my dad and Dean, you had the pleasure of meeting my father. You would have loved that. So my father, he was retired, but at this point up in Canada, and he was talking about Little House on the Prairie with one of his friends. One of his friends said, "Oh, yes, I love that show." My father was surprised. Older gay man. And he said, "Really? You watch the show?" He said, "Yes, I do." And he told me about his favorite character. He said, "Well, Nels Oleson, yeah, Richard Bull, absolutely, hands down, my favorite person on the show." And my father, "Oh, yes, he's so funny. What a brilliant actor." And at this point, the guy says, "Well, actually, no, I just thought he was hot." And everybody was like,
record scratcher.
And even my dad was like, "Wait, what?" Because he'd heard like, "Oh, yeah, Mr. Garvey even. Yeah, sure. Yeah." And he went, "Really?" And the guy's like, "Oh, yeah." He said, nobody else is getting it? Yeah, no, Nels. Nels is the guy. No, he's really good looking. He's so quiet and intelligent. That is a hot man.
And he cooks. I mean, when he was talking,
he cooks.
I will say that all the cooking conversations and him and even when he goes to Mollie's and he's like, "I can help you cook," I was like, that's hot. That is 1,000% hot. Yeah, that was the tick of the box for me, for sure.
And it does. I mean, technically, there's things like, Dean, we talk about when things are out of character, don't seem quite right. Well, was serving the episode. There's some out of character.
Agreed. I have it in my notes.
Face off, lying to his wife. "Well, I'm taking in a bigger order next week," and all this, lying to this girl that he's not lying.
I'm not married.
So
saying he's not married.
Are you married? No, I'm not married. That forgot. Yeah, no, I'm not married. Yeah, no.
Time to go to bed now. Bye. But yeah.
All right, should we take it from the top?
Take it from the top.
Sure.
Let's take it from the top. Willy's being an asshole. Sorry, a jerk. I shouldn't curse. I'm so sorry. That's
shoving candy in his mouth yet again.
Jonathan Gilbert again, top of his game in this scene.
I know.
With the candy in the mouth. Commitment to the bit. Commitment to the bit. And Harriet, Catherine's doing commitment to the. They are so on the bit. Like, we are going to go all the way with this stupid gag. If it kills us, we're just going to do it. And I'm reminded with, because Jonathan had a thing. We had a thing. It's the episode about the wolves and the wolves. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene where I have the jawbreakers, and this was a running thing. And I guess Quacks had said, because Michael had always done, how many jawbreakers can you shove in your mouth at one time and still breathe and or talk? And so, okay, well, and I remember Michael going 1, 2, 4, 4, 5. Ooh, okay, not 5. Thank you. So it's 4. And so you have wolves in your barn, because the scene just needs it. So yeah, the running contest of how much candy can you shove in your mouth and talk was a thing. That was a thing. And Jonathan excels here with all the candy shoved in his face.
He's such a little weaselly brat. He's just awful. He plays it perfectly.
Oh no, he's great. Jonathan is awesome in the show. He was always wonderful in the show.
Yeah, he's exactly it. Totally.
Yeah, and the exasperation and then the coddling and all of that is just great. Yes. You know what you can say about this? I'm just going to say the thing that we see, and you've just both said it, but I'm just going to reinforce it. The commitment to the moment is very, very strong. No one is hedging here. And I think you see that throughout the dynamics of this family. There is always commitment.
Yes.
You're dealing with people who are fully capable of deploying into a situation.
Yes.
And everyone does.
Yeah, Jonathan's reactions, everything Catherine does, all the Harriet stuff, and he is on it. His reactions are dead on. It's not like, some child actor doesn't know what they're doing. It's just like what he is following. He is going, okay, now she's doing this. Okay, we're going to go here now. He is like fiery.
So and I guess you just said that, and I guess this just dawned on me about Jonathan on this show, is that because he wasn't an actor, he's not acting on the show, which is why it's completely believable. He's just this little bratty jerk. I don't see an actor, right? Like, there's no child actor happening. He's so authentically doing what he is supposed to be doing, which is why it works so brilliantly. Here's my favorite dialogue of the entire episode, where I literally paused it and doubled over in a guffaw. Here we go. Nels, will you stop interfering while I'm disciplining my son? Harriet, he's my son too, more so. Nels, how do you figure that? Harriet, I bore him. Nels, well, you bore me too, but that doesn't make you my mother.
Vaudeville.
I literally did a slap on the knee. Like it just cracked me up so hard. Whoever wrote that, bravo. Well, I know who wrote that.
That feels like
yes,
it feels like a Michael thing.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Yeah.
God,
There's a
it's
lot of,
so
like,
good.
borderline, like there's, and when we get into the anniversary, there is a lot of goofy, old school honeymooners, sitcom, vaudeville, traditional humor, as we used to call it, just yucks in this one.
Okay, so after this, Pa comes into the store. He's in the doghouse. He's forgotten his anniversary. Talk about uncharacteristic things, yet they serve the plot, so let's just accept it.
This is where
this whole thing with Ma and Pa.
Anniversary, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not. It's not. But whatever. I take it because it was also very funny dialogue. Very, very funny. But here's the part that gets me. Pa's like, I need to buy a gift for, Carolyn. I'm in the doghouse. He's like, I've got $3. And I was like, $3? Where the heck did Pa get $3 from? And no way is he spending it on a jewelry box or the little, it was a beautiful little thing, or perfume or whatever it is. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't the jewelry box. It was perfume.
It's perfume. Yeah.
Where did Pa get $3?
What was it called? Something Amour?
Yes.
It's fragrance. Now, this was a big point of contention. Is it French or Italian? Because they say, it's fragrance de l'amour. So that would be French l'amour. But he's like, de l'amour, because Pa. And then she later says, fragrance d'amour. And it's like, so wait, are we Italian now? Now it's de l'amour. It's like, Caroline pronounced it as if it were Italian. And it's like unclear. It's like, okay, wait, where's the D? How is that spelled? You can't. Is this supposed to be French or Italian?
Well,
all over the place.
Probably,
but it served the purpose, though. It's
probably like Haagen-Dazs, made in America, a fake name to make it look like it's European.
Totally made up.
So what do we think of this device? It sort of establishes.
Yes, but I don't know why it's there.
Yeah.
So he goes home.
Marriage humor. We're doing the honeymooners, the Flintstones. It's very old, like 50s, 60s sitcom humor that is kind of out of place and doesn't quite work in the time period. Anniversaries weren't. It's the 1800s. Yes, people celebrated them. Apparently it was a German tradition or something. But in the 1870s, was it really like, oh my God, yesterday was your anniversary. We're supposed to have a party. No, it wasn't.
Well, but here's the other thing. Usually when they sort of go off into these little uncharacteristic things, it does serve a purpose for the plot.
Yep.
But in this case, when I revisited it, I was like, what was the purpose of that? Because it actually had nothing to do with the rest of the plot of the show. Did it?
All couples are having their problems. Even Charles has screwed up, and is that kind of romance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's that. I think it's also it got Michael on the screen. In the episode, because otherwise,
there's that.
Otherwise, there wasn't. I mean, it was a device to keep him alive in the plot minimally. It was a very contemporary kind of moment with being in the doghouse I think I don't know, that feels very contemporary to me, but again it did serve the purpose, and it sort of sets up this it does sort of set up quietly this wild the wild hair that Nels is going to have. It just sets up a romantic, sensual kind of thing.
Yeah.
It just sort of gets that moving.
And I just checked. No, people didn't really say in the doghouse until the 1920s. But hey, what is
the pay?
What's that kind of weird, archaic kind of off thing?
Yeah. So that gets everything moving, and he decides he's going to head off, and he
has an epic meltdown, which again, for the audience, is very, very satisfying.
Because I'm awful.
We've been waiting.
Well. Ma is awful.
Everyone is
awful.
Everyone's
awful.
Things.
Everyone.
Cook my food. Help me.
I mean, he's like their slave. It's like they only value him for their meals. It's just
we
terrible.
Can't do anything. We just make him do it. Yeah, and he has he leaves.
again, piling on circumstance to generate the moment, the breakpoint moment. I mean, this is something that I think the program did very well. Okay, are these things that happen over the top? Yes, of course they're over the top, and that's what's driving the drama forward, and that's what makes it fully understandable and excusable that Nels is just going to say enough. And again, full commitment to these moments, and he's out.
Although with the Olsons, I believe these moments.
Totally.
I believe that they would actually do these things.
We're unbelievably annoying that you would want to leave. It's yes.
Yeah.
So, and then he gets...
He's been a saint to stay as long as he has stayed.
And
correct.
then in
all the time.
realism, he goes to apparently the town of Tracy, which is a real town, which is near Walnut Grove. So real town.
Right.
Great, okay. And meets the beautiful Irish proprietress at the end. Now,
I just have to say, when
Miss Susan Rogers as
lovely.
Mollie Reardon, and she was on the soap opera. Was she Days of Our Lives? Yes, she was Days of Our Lives, and was apparently the longest ever on a soap opera of anybody ever. Like over 50 years. She was on the show. She got sick. She left the show. She came back. She got better and came back. She was just on Days of Her Lives like forever and ever and ever. And it's just this huge career. And in this, she pops up as the beautiful Mollie Reardon, doing the most insane cartoon. They're after my Lucky Charms accent. And they're doing,
and the whole thing is in falsetto. She speaks in falsetto the entire time.
Moses' beard and all the prophets. What? But it's a to be doing. I just want to say that my family.
She's flirtatious and coquettish.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's like it's perfect.
And
elegant.
As a person of Irish descent, I think I'm actually starting to become offended. I was like, I think I'm offended. This is like so bad Irish stereotypes. I may actually be. Oh my God, how far are they going to take this? But she did. She did everything but produce a pot of gold. And I think, yes, and it was like insane.
So he gets there and she prepares this wonderful meal and it's laughing and fun and all of this.
So
and
nice.
Noel's, yes. And Noel and they set up the fact very clearly at the end of Act 1 that Nels is in trouble. When he admits or does not admit at the end of that act that he's a married man, and he's asking himself in the mirror as we fade to black.
Yes.
Why? What did he say? He said, "Why did you say you weren't married?"
Well, I know why.
Why.
We all know why. We all know why. And once again, not advocating cheating spouses whatsoever, but in this case, the audience is literally like, "Do it, Nels." Do it! Yeah. Run away, please! She's perfect for you. She's perfect.
She's
the woman you want him to be with.
We say manic pixie dream girl. It's right. She's the apparently manic leprechaun dream girl of the 1870s that he has got wrapped up in. And of course, like I said, it's the Irish heritage. She's going on and on. She just never. I'll be fixing your plates now. I'll be getting after sets of the and he's going for this. And I thought, now here's the problem. Being Irish and having Irish relatives, knowing this falderall and the endless cute Irish phrases and this is Irish con artistry at its finest.
Sure.
This is what we do when we want to get the customer to spend a lot of money.
Yes.
She is putting it on.
I actually thought that. I was like, ooh, what if in an alternate world he actually did leave Harriet for her and then she turns into a totally different person after he leaves? Yes, after he stays. So that's my justification. That's how I make myself feel better that he didn't stay with her. She is lovely, though, and she appreciates
She never did anything other than there was a mislead with the father, with the man who she's having the rapport with when he...
Yes.
Yeah.
But she did think she had landed the big fish here. She does think that she's got this guy. And she does like older men. And it's like, yeah.
And so as we start Act 2, we're back in Walnut Grove, and Harriet's having this fun conversation with Caroline, where Caroline inquires, well, how's Nels doing? He must be miserable on the road. Jump cut to guffawing.
Nels living his best life, y'all. He's living his best life. I know.
Yeah.
And it's so, I hate saying this because, again, I'm not an advocate for cheating spouses, but this is so satisfying for the audience to see Nels being appreciated by a woman, by anyone.
Attractive woman who's being flirtatious and sweet with him. It's really good when they get up and and of course she dances for him in a very sort of come hither way. I mean, she's putting an invitation out there all the time, and Nels gets up and they do this little jig, and it's really sweet.
It is so sweet.
Technically, it's an emotional affair. I mean, Charles does catch him actually in a full lip lock, but generally it's and
well, that's later.
Sometimes people do have weird emotional affairs. Sometimes, and it can be very unhealthy and break up the relationship, or sometimes it can be a healthy release, like letting the steam out. And without someone actually going and breaking up the marriage and going have an affair, they have a weird, emotional weird thing with someone else. And no, they shouldn't really be doing it, but sometimes that happens. And I guess if you're as screwed up as Harriet and Nels, that's going to happen. And it's probably better than just letting it fester. He's getting emotional support in this relationship in a way.
Yeah. In a way, totally.
Totally.
1,000%.
Totally.
It's the 1800s, so they're not jumping in the bed because it's the 1800s, so they're not.
Although she's very forward.
Let's not think that people didn't just jump in the bed in the 800s. It's Little House. They're not going to just jump in the bed.
Yes.
And she's more forward than any woman I've seen on the show.
Yeah.
She's not.
But there's something in that lilting charm that she can be forward, and she can always sort of
course, it's part of the charm.
Back.
Right. Yes, exactly.
She's not so forward.
She's also so graceful and so pretty. She's just lovely to watch.
Yeah, totally.
Even when the way she moves her hands, I was like, she was a dancer. She was a
bloody rockette is what she was.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There you go.
She was a rockette.
It was so obvious as soon as she started moving her body. I was like, this is a dancer.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
And her dad.
You could also see that Richard was not a dancer, but
that was cute.
He stepped in. He stepped in so gamely.
Yeah.
Which made it even better
so
that he wasn't. Like the fact that he wasn't really.
Yes.
And her father is played by a guy, Tom Clancy, who was, the Clancy Singers. It was actually the Clancy Brothers, who's an Irish singing group. So he's like, really, he's actually one of those people. He had the Clancy.
I want to hear from the Irish fans how they felt about.
Yes. Was it
Mollie?
Over the top? Was it insulting? Was there too much? Faith and Bagora nonsense, or what?
So, we should get some comments on that. The other thing I want to say, because we step into this in Act 2, is Nels is out on the road, and we really see the joy that he's having.
Doing
not only in this, he's having fun, he's selling stuff. We're up in Gold Rush. We're up in Sonora. Beautiful, wide exteriors. This is the thing that could happen when you got out of Big Sky and out of the back lots. You could open the lens up and see the world, and it really accentuates the beauty of the place, and you do get this broad expanse of land and so on. It's those shows open up beautifully, and you really feel like you're in this world.
That's what he tells
with them, and
long johns to a guy by a river, and it's
yes, right. Red long johns.
You want these days? How are they?
Red long johns. Yeah.
Underwear by the side of the street.
The first point of contact is Nels kissing Mollie on the cheek. After they're dancing, he says, I'm an old man. And she says, no, you're only as old as you feel. And then he kisses her on the cheek. And it's a lovely, lovely moment. I'm here for it. Sorry. Sorry, cheater's gonna cheat, I suppose. I don't know. I don't like it, but I'm for it. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's all, and now we're setting up the biz that Charles comes to.
Well, first Nels
Charles
goes home again.
Yes, right, and he just
Super suspicious.
and Harriet is very suspicious.
Well, but Nels comes home immediately to people just demanding him to
Walks
cook
in,
for
and
them.
we're like, "Oh, can you come over and cook the thing with the?" Yeah, we're just like,
It's such a buzzkill.
Reinforcing the problem.
Yes, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Gotta go again. See ya." So he leaves again.
Yeah.
And he won't tell Harriet the name of the boarding house.
Right.
Just the town that it's in, and that's the
it's
only
in
boarding
Tracy.
house.
He's shady all over the place. Oh, I gotta go again. Yeah, I'm taking a bigger. I'm gonna be longer. Oh, where am I staying? I can't tell. Why are you wearing that suit? Oh, shut up. No, I can't tell you anything. And it's like, it's getting weird. It's getting weird.
Now, I have a personal question, and you have the right to not answer it if you don't want to. Ready? Season 6, was Michael Landon starting his lady business?
Yes.
He was. Because part of me was like, are they writing about what's going on right now?
The show did that. I used to say it was we're doing therapy. Michael was having group therapy with his television show. We were all in group therapy with him. And a lot of personal things did get worked out.
Yeah, there was just a part of me during this episode that was like, I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I would be, if it's not at all associated with that, cool, I buy it. If it was associated with that, cool, I buy it. I get it.
I'm gonna say, just because I think I just don't know that maybe in the vapor. There's something floating
because Michael
around,
Landon
but I don't think this was intentional.
Claxton's directing. This was Claxton's episode. I think they list him as producer on it.
He's produced. He produced every episode he directed.
But did Michael say, "Yeah, let's do that one"?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I just don't think he would have gone there.
Got it.
We had that weird episode where after he'd had a big fight with one of the tabloids, and suddenly we had Harriet's happenings. And that was blatant. That was 100%. I am going to do this episode because I just had a big fight with a tabloid about saying stuff about me I didn't like. And we had it was like, and now it was. So sometimes it did. Sometimes the stuff totally did.
I mean, it's interesting because Michael Landon did not write this episode, right? No. So it wasn't a self.
He didn't. He wasn't the writer of record on this, but Michael rewrote
Tweets.
Every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode. I mean, if there was something to be changed, he did it.
No, listen, and this is a general theme of feeling older, of feeling underappreciated, of not feeling valued or not feeling attractive anymore. That's a universal. That's not a Michael Landon specific thing. It just is also coincidental.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah,
it really truly is. I mean, I don't know who
younger woman.
I don't know who we could talk to at this point about who might be able to confirm something like that or not. But I mean, it's an interesting life parallel.
Yes.
Particularly in context, you start talking about Harriet's happenings. That's interesting, and I hadn't ever made that connection. I had never made that connection.
It didn't happen all the time that every single thought of his head made it to the screen, but sometimes it really was. There were a lot of things that came, the number of things that came out of it. Well, I mean, the whole Percival story, that was all stuff about his parents and Judaism and everything. Things came out of his life and fell into episodes. They did.
Yeah. Well, I think when this is an interesting creative thing, and Pamela, Allison, we all could talk about this. When you are in the midst, when you are so crazy busy with creative, I think Michael did pull from all kinds of threads that were flowing through the world, his life, all that. So maybe
you have to as an artist. That's
exactly. You're constantly drawing on yourself, in some way. So maybe Maybe.
Did you guys think of that watching this episode, or was that just...
No, did not think of it. I did not connect that at all. Now, maybe Allison, maybe you did.
I didn't. And then when we start going, oh, right, what season was this?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to start any rumors.
No. I understand.
And
so
pardon
anyway,
me if it offends anybody.
Yeah. So let's head to the end of the second act.
Well, should we take? Okay, we'll end the second act.
No, let's get to the end, and then we'll take a little break. So,
okay.
So Nels comes back. He needs to get away because they're on him again.
They just want him to cook.
He comes back to the boarding house. He sees Mollie in conversation with a man that he doesn't quite know who he is. And the end of the act is him taking this beautiful cameo out of a box and looking at it fade to black.
Yes.
Let's take a break.
We'll be right back.
The Little House on the Prairie 50th Anniversary podcast is presented in part by VisitSimiValley.com. In the movie and television capital of the world, Simi Valley is the television home of the OG Little House on the Prairie television series, and people come to Simi Valley from all over the world to feel the Little House love. Simi Valley is the home of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, celebrating the legacy of an iconic American who embodied the can-do spirit of California. Visit Simi Valley, a warm, friendly community that knows how to make their guests feel welcome. Accessible and affordable, Simi Valley is a great place to live and a great place to start your next California adventure. Simi Valley is hometown America in the Los Angeles Basin. For more information about your Simi Valley visit, go to VisitSimiValley.com.
So, all right.
We'll
So now yes. So, now we're back.
Now we're back.
The whole thing that we were just saying is we weren't back.
Well, I didn't know.
Sorry, everybody. We had a really juicy thing we were talking about before we're back.
The reason why I said we're back is because I was like, ooh, I don't know if we want to include this in the podcast.
Good for you. And I think that's very smart.
But who knows, folks? It might be in. I don't know. We'll see how we edit this puppy. We usually don't cut out any conversation.
Right. So as we start season 3, Charles, who has said to Harriet, he's going to go check on Nels. He rolls into Tracy. Nels has a present for Mollie to show his appreciation for making him feel so at home. And what a lovely man you are, she says. And then this is the big shock moment of the episode.
Yep.
Actual smooch, actual lip lock, full on mouth kissing.
Like one of the most passionate kisses, if not the most passionate kiss I've ever seen on Little House on the Prairie. It was a smackaroony, baby.
Now you see where Nellie got it from. First of all.
Well, no,
true.
Your kisses were the most
That's
like
true.
overt,
I take it back.
Like
Yes.
it's like you swallowed each other when you kissed.
It was like repression was finally released. Yes,
I
totally,
think that's the
absolutely.
thing with the Olsons, we go, what's the deal with Harry and Nels? I think there's passion there. I think they're passionate people, and that what the neighbors witness is these weird arguments, and they're flying off, and it's just like this bizarre, dysfunctional, crazy thing by day. But maybe that is it. Maybe that Nels and Harry did this passionate physical relationship, and that is who they are. And that he feels he's missing that because it's become all about the score and about the money and about the work. And
maybe this is the part we should cut out of the episode.
Irish chick.
I'm sorry. I'm just not seeing that.
Well, it's got to be something. It's got to be something.
Yeah. I love the scene that they did in another episode, Allison, you may recall, and Pamela, you may recall it too, where she's doing the cold cream on her face.
Yes.
And, what would you like me to do? Put on a paper bag? I mean, it's like...
It's so good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Think about when you see how Richard is here, and you think about what Catherine McGregor was like in real life, perhaps Nels and Harriet...
Perhaps. Had a
Yeah. Oh, no. You can see that there could be heat there. I just like... Yeah, but this moment with Mollie Reardon was really
Wowzers.
we never saw Harriet and Nels kiss like that.
No.
And guest stars don't get kisses like that usually. The guest star lady doesn't get that kind of.
And then what a buzzkill that Pa walks in on this very moment. Bummer.
And he's thinking, well, I'm not the only one.
Correct. What a relief. God, we're going to hell. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, fans. But it's funny because it's true.
No, I mean, but it's embarrassing.
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but oh my God, it's very real.
Yeah.
And he makes excuses. He escapes. And again, it's like the serving the show was that out of character. What would have Charles normally? Wouldn't have Charles gone, whoa, hey, dude. But he's like, yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. I'm going to leave now.
He played it cool. Charles played it cool. Yeah. But what a moment.
You know what's so that moment happens. Nels comes home, and I thought this scene was really interesting.
Me too.
Because a lot of guys, the scene at the mill, where a lot of guys would be trying to vamp around this. I think
it's not what it looks like.
And Nels goes right straight.
He really does.
That we believe. See, now he's back in character because Pa does bust him. Pa busts him, and which he would, because then that would be weird if Pa never busted him for this, because or he would. And then Nels is back in character. He doesn't try to go, it wasn't me, Shaggy. It wasn't me.
But he does say, I don't want Harriet to know, which is like, okay.
Well, he doesn't want her. You know, that's the kind of thing psychologists would say that kind of honesty is not that's for you. It has no you're not at all concerned about the person whose life you're exploding.
Yeah. When
you are honest. There are times when that kind of honesty is not the loving thing to do.
Yeah.
It just isn't. I mean, if you have any desire to save this, which clearly that scene suggests that he does have a desire to save this, even though he's tempted. If he didn't care about her, he'd say, yeah, let's wreck this. I'm going to go home and tell her right now it's over and destroy her.
Right.
And then there's no recovery from that.
Nope. And he cops to the fact that, yes, this girl, and she's this, and she's that, and he cops to that it is kind of midlife, but she makes me feel younger. He kind of like says, no, I don't want to leave my wife, but I'm having this emotional, horrible death, and I gotta go talk to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
and then, of course, so, and they have that conversation, and Charles is not judging him. You are responsible for what you do, which is the very Charles thing to say. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are other scenes when he is offered advice, but here's a case where he's not offering advice. He's just saying, I'm your friend, I'm listening. And
which again, very modern.
It's such an honest thing.
That was another modern. There's several very modern sort of conceits. The way Harriet and Nels talk, and the way later when he talks to the girl, where I'm going, oh, it must be the 70s because everyone's getting very psychological about things, and I'm like, well, that's nice. It's the 1800s. Nobody's talking about that. But okay.
And then follow that. So now we jump to a scene immediately where. And I'm not quite sure how this happens, but it's a good device for the story, where there's an inventory going on and there's a cameo missing from the inventory.
Write up a receipt and a fake. If you're going to lie, dude. And he took it out of the stock and he didn't go the rest of the way with the lie and takes money out of his pocket, shove it in the thing, write up a receipt. Joe Smith bought a freaking cameo. He didn't do that. He just gave it to her. So then he gets home and she's like, so who bought the locket? Who bought the cameo? Because the big old cameo, that's the one missing from the box. So where's the money for it and the receipt for the person that you sold it to?
And that's
because we have to report this on our tax return.
That's right. You know what? This scene, I was like, oh, she's a very good businesswoman. Like she knows what the hell she's doing. This is.
Yeah.
And part of the appeal of her to him was she's smart. She's a good businesswoman. But this is also when Harriet now officially becomes suspicious. This is when she's like,
Whoa.
something is not right. Something is not adding up here.
And he's clearly, this is when he's out of control because he didn't think this far ahead. Normally, Nels would have thought this far ahead and written a proper thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's gone, I've lost control of the situation. I did not plan this very well. Now I've blown it. I've blown it because I'm not even doing that. Yeah.
So now the next thing we see is him trying on a hairpiece.
Midlife crisis. This is
a little younger. So it does make me wonder about his truth with Charles.
Yes.
Was really like, where is he here?
Yeah. This is the equivalent of getting a red Ferrari on your 50th birthday. Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is the classic. Yes. There it is.
Buy BMW, go to the gym. Yep.
And of course she laughs in his
humiliated,
face. Yes.
And she busts him for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You look ridiculous. You look like a fool doing this. And he's really hurt by that. And here's where he says, at the end, basically close to the end of the act, I don't know I don't know when I'm going to be back or if I'm going to be back.
And it's weird because on one hand, he does look terrible on the hairpiece. He is an attractive man, even though he is balding.
Doesn't need the hairpiece. He doesn't need
I'm one of those people. I know there's people that they get the hair thing and the plugs and the transplant and the hairpieces. I guess, okay, if you want to keep your head warm, or it feels good to you. I think it's over the top. I think I'm not a fan of plastic surgery and excessive enhancements because it's like, people can tell. It's not like they're going to think that, he grew hair. No, they're going to go, he has a nice hairpiece. I'm so glad he spent the money and got a good one. That's all anybody's going to think. And it's like, and I think bald guys are kind of hot. So.
Hi, Bob.
Hello,
Hi, Bob.
Who for his 775 shaved his freaking head. Right. Okay. Did Yul Brynner have any trouble getting chicks? I don't think so. So no, it's.
No. Well, that's a whole different thing.
Being bald can be totally fine. It's not all about, I got to have hair. There's young men who shave their heads, but guys do this. Guys do this to themselves. No, it's the hair. That's it. I'll get the hair. And it's,
hair is like their one thing.
Yep.
Like hair is the one thing that they.
Hello.
Look at lovely hair that you have.
So, all right. So he leaves. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep us moving forward here. He gets back, sees her having this interaction with this older man again, and he's pissed.
The husky.
And and Mollie confronts Nels about his upset, and here we find out that this is Da.
It's he himself. Yes, him himself. He comes by. Da.
Oh boy, yes.
Yeah.
It's her father.
End of Act 3. That's right. We find out it's Da, and now Nels is like in full possibility of what can happen here.
He's really my girl.
Open Act 4 with Mollie dancing a jig as her Da and Nels look on. I guess Dan, the wonderful actor who probably did a lot of this, dances briefly with Mollie. It's a little awkward, perhaps, but
lead singer of the Clancy Brothers. He knows what he's doing. He could do the whole Irish thing.
And then he excuses himself. He goes off to bed. Mm-hmm. We know it's Da. He's gone off to bed, and here's the moment. Now we have the moment where truth and Nels, his true nature, the authenticity of who he is, comes back.
Well, we find out she really thought she'd hooked the guy because she's going, how convenient that my father is here so you can ask for my hand. Yikes! What? She's like, we're getting married, not just like, I'm going to have a torrid affair with the guy. I got a cameo. I'm getting married. It's an engagement cameo, apparently.
Yeah. So now we get to see the heartbreak, the devastation of this moment, and we get to see Nels recover, really come to terms with or acknowledge who he really truly is.
Yeah, and he's also basically like, oh, I realize now, you've got daddy issues.
What year is this? When he starts saying, when she says, oh, I hardly think it, well, I'm old enough to be your father. Oh, I hardly think your father. He goes, well, maybe not consciously. And I'm like, it's the 1800s. Are we now doing, yes, in her subconscious, having daddy issues? No, nobody was talking about that then. Nobody was talking. But now,
also, did you say in real life, Allison, the age difference
it works out? Richard Bull and Susan Rogers are 19 years apart.
I would have never suspected. I don't know why. For some reason, I assumed she was a little older than she was, and he was a little younger than he was. I didn't think it was that. I did not think it was that big of an age difference. I really didn't.
And I don't think they.
I thought they looked really good together.
Super apart. They looked age appropriate, like close enough.
Well. And that's why we wanted them to be together, actually, because they looked really good together. They looked great.
Yes,
and
did.
then he kind of, I noticed that, like, the oops, I'm married was the second thing. First, he's like, well, I can't marry you and I'm too old and it's not right. Oh, and by the way, I'm married. Oh, bury the lead.
And then she says, but I love you. She says, I love you. It's so sad. It's really sad and sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So then he's like, I can't. I'm back to my senses.
Yeah.
Even though the audience wants him to be with her, but we won't talk about that.
Yes. No, exactly. But
we really do.
Yeah. No, I mean, we see it. You understand why it could happen.
He's doing the right thing.
Yes.
Does the right thing.
Yes.
Yes.
We love him.
He's a man of principle.
Yes.
He sees the larger picture.
Yeah.
He sees his wife, their life in Walnut Grove, his children, all these things that you want to be thinking about as you're considering blowing up your life.
Well, and also
and he doesn't.
This happens all the time. When you're on the road, you're able to compartmentalize and have a totally different life, completely separate than the one that you have when you're back home. So this sort of fell into that as well, that he, traveling man,
Have you noticed that, like, when you see about, like, movie stars, big movie stars get divorced, it's always about 2 years, because it's like, they go on the picture and they're on location in Yugoslavia or New Zealand. And not only are they completely separate from their husband or wife, but all of their friends would say, what are you doing? So they can just totally go after the new person with no feedback. And nobody's having to do laundry or make dinner or do the dishes. None of that real stuff. They're just
alternate reality.
Nothing but the beautiful landscape. And this person, the affair starts. They fall in love. They finish the picture. They keep it going because the studio's like, great. They do the publicity, they do the red carpet, they get divorced, they maybe even marry the person in time for the movie to come out. And then somewhere after the movie comes out, heaven forbid it's a bomb, speeds things up really fast, it all sort of falls apart.
Right.
Because the movie doesn't go on forever, and now they're back home with the laundry and the thing and the dishes and the life and the real world, the bills, and their friends and their new lovers' friends who they suddenly meet and they're like, why are you two together? And it didn't work. And then they go in another movie, meet somebody else, do it again. And this is why you see people get married over 2 years, because that's what.
It's a very, I mean, the actor's world is rife. You have to make
and musicians.
yourself so musicians too. When you're out on the road and you're working with someone in a romantic
intimately
situation, you do make yourself emotionally available to those people. You have to make yourself emotionally on some level.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there are actors everyone's worked with. I mean, Catherine has lots of stories about Catherine, my wife Catherine, has stories about actors that she's worked with who deliberately made themselves, I sort of give them credit, deliberately made themselves as unappealing as possible in the most overtly romantic moments to avoid any crossing over of intention. I mean, like eating a clove of garlic before the big kiss, or smoking a pipe or a cigar before the big kiss.
Case. Yeah. To put you.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that this was
negative
going to be not a good, appealing moment.
Wow.
And I think that's an interesting thing. Other actors are spraying Banaka in their mouth before that moment.
Right.
The garlic wouldn't work on me. I like garlic.
I love garlic.
Yeah, that would work. It'd be terrible.
But it is interesting. People have different strategies about now we've jumped out of the show and we're dealing into the practicality of doing these moments, which can be, as Allison is suggesting, a very mentally, emotionally, psychologically challenging things to get involved with, and oftentimes actors are probably the least equipped to really deal with all of this.
Of course.
I think you see a lot nowadays, people bringing their entire families with them on location. I'm like, how did that happen? Because,
really, really interesting. So this ends.
Nels
goes home.
Nels finally.
Harriet has the candles lit.
She's making herself look beautiful for him.
Yeah,
she wants to cook dinner for him. She has a dinner. She has a roast ready for him.
Yeah.
Which is...
And you look beautiful. She's, he says, you look so nice.
A new suit.
She's touched. Yeah. And he admits that he loves to cook. So this life that they have together is a good life. Harriet hates to cook. She admits that. That all works, and of course, she has ruined the
burnt
dinner.
to a crisp, the roast.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
But
so let's take a walk.
This is a really satisfying ending. If it's tricky to end this episode because the audience really wants him to be with Mollie. So I felt that they handled this last scene really well because the audience goes, okay, they are a team. They can work well together. They do. Yeah. This does make sense.
They do work well together.
Yes, and as long as she realizes she has to appreciate him every now and then, they're gonna be okay.
Every now and then, yes, right.
Which is true of all relationships, right? Like
that's exactly
need to feel appreciated every now and then, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And then they go for a stroll in the night air, which is so lovely. I love that. How he says how we used to.
We're not going to go to Nellie's. We're not going to go to Nellie's because...
how we used to. And I think that's what I keep saying. When they first got together, and, Nellie and Willy were born. When they first got together, I think there was something there. Like, that they were in love. And I think that he misses that. Because now it's just how much did we make at the store today and who's going to cook
cook my food.
Yeah,
right.
And so he's like, what happened to the feisty gal I went for a walk in the woods with?
That maybe that's the big, if you look at this, that's really the big lesson of this episode is we have to appreciate the people that are central in our lives. There's got to be those moments where they know that they really matter to us.
They're not being taken for granted.
And they have, Nels and Harriet have that moment at the end of this. So you're right, we can feel good about this at the end. That there really is something genuine between them that matters, that really matters.
Yeah. It was a very sweet ending. And also to see Harriet sort of humble herself that way.
Yeah.
Was important.
Without sobbing, without blubbering, and which she does,
she still blubbered, but it was funny. It wasn't manipulative.
Well, and it was. But you knew that the way Catherine played it, that she knew that there was something that was a jeopardy moment.
Yes,
for them
here, she's so good.
And he came back. He sent them a wire. He was coming back. So she knew that something was. I mean, maybe she was dreading that he was going to come back with a note. It's over.
Of course.
I come to get the rest of my stuff.
I think it could. I think she knew it could have gone either way, and would have and was doing whatever she needed. Was
to try and save it, and it saved.
And it saved.
Yeah, lovely.
This episode I loved.
And that's Second Spring. Yeah. Really good.
Hopefully the kids start appreciating him too. Although I will say this,
they don't.
So isn't Sweet 16 like the very next episode? Percival comes in next episode. Everything starts shifting the episode after this one, which I think is really interesting.
And I did love because I'm being a horrible cook. Our beloved Jack Lilly, who we've talked about so many times.
Yes,
he made a cameo.
Comes stomping out of my restaurant because it's terrible smoke, and I go, "Oh, come back again!" And he just turns, gives me the look of just of death. One of Jack Lily's great acting moments. Usually he doesn't get to do stuff. He's in the wagon. He's like a crazy lady.
Yeah.
All right.
No, really good, guys.
Loved it.
Or
Loved
ladies.
watching this.
Yeah, very nice. I think that's
it.
our show for today. I mean,
that is our
let us
show.
know what you think, but I think
True
that's
love
the show.
wins.
Yeah.
True love wins. Hey guys, join us in New York City on November 22nd at 1 p.m. at Green Room 42. If you can't be in New York City, join us on live stream from anywhere around the world. And also the live stream link works until up to 30 days after the actual live event. So if you can't watch it in real time, you can watch it when you can watch it, you know? It's all good. And that's our show. We have other events. Check the show notes. There's lots of little stuff, little house stuff
And
going
my backside
on.
is sold out. As I said, my backside is sold out. Oh, wait, my backside and ringside tickets for the 20th are sold
For the 22nd. Yeah, tickets are going fast. So
Yeah, nice.
check
That's
us out.
nice.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Lots of special
Are we ever
surprises.
going to say who our special guest is going to be? We're going to keep that a secret.
I think we're
aren't we?
keeping that a secret.
Okay. All right.
Until further notice.
Until further notice. Okay, good. But there is a special guest that we are holding. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us on Little House 50 podcast.com, our socials, Little House 50 podcast. And that's it for today. Bob, get the wig. Let's fly. Let's fly with the beautiful cameo and the... What is the perfume called? Something d'amour?
Something d'amour. Love. The fragrance of love or something, yes.
Demi Moore.